activism was Tutu Nguruve. He understands the law. Why would we come and say that they will clash the bonds? For what? Expressing our democratic right. It is our fundamental human right, enshrined in the Zambian constitution, that if you are not happy, we have to protest these issues. Well, if you want to break my bones, I'll be the first one.
What should come first, dialogue or protest?
We have tried to engage the government to dialogue on many forums, comrade. Didn't we engage the government on the formulation of the youth policy? What has happened on the issue of the national youth policy? Haven't we not engaged the government? Because you can't tell me that Tutu Nguruve is not on Facebook. He's my friend on Facebook. Honorable Boma Nusambo, even before he became minister, he was my personal friend. I was advising him on how he can win the 2016 election in Kabushi. He is my friend. Now listen, this man is my friend on Facebook. You can't tell me he has not seen what we want as youth. Government now responds to what they see on Facebook. We demanded that there should be accountability on the issue of the COVID-19 donations. What did they do? They gave us a report. Where did they see the concerns? On Facebook. Government is seeing what we want. We have been engaging government through social media. Some of us have written letters to the relevant authorities. We wrote a letter to ZCCM, a petition letter, writing grounds on how we feel that the gold mine should be reversed. Up to now, ZCCM Odin have not called us. You and me have attended forums where young people have expressed themselves. We have engaged. What happens when dialogue fails? And I want to tell you that even at the time of attaining independence in this country, our freedom fighters were in talks with the British government. They went at Lancaster House there in Britain. But when they saw that dialogue had failed, people began walking naked. They fought. The reason why we are saying some of the youths are cowards is because when we talk about dialogue, they don't look at the intention. Well, let's sit behind our technophones. Let's sit behind our social party bundles and see if things are going to change. Things are not going to change. The outcome of the dialogue meeting do not represent the total representation of the youths. But however, the greatest thing that we need now is regime change. The reason why I differed with people like B-Flow in previous days was that B-Flow was began to advance an agenda that we must engage government. We as ordinary youths do not want to engage with government. We want regime change. That is the reason why any person who goes to State House today, you'll be seen as a sellout. Why would you be seen as a sellout if you go and meet your Republican president? So why? It means that the majority of the Zambian people...
The issue of regime change that you raised, my concern is that if you begin to change individuals instead of changing the system, there's a likelihood that you're going to have a situation where there's a change of government, they change the colors of the ruling whatever party, but the things still remain the same. The MMD went, the PF came, and there's still people like you that are still complaining. Why aren't we changing the system?
To change the system, you and me, first of all, must be involved. Why is it that today in the 21st century, people who are into politics as young as I am, we are still being criminalized and called cadres and all sorts of names? It is because young people don't understand the power that politics has to transform society. I want to tell you that this issue is political. And for us to change this issue, we must dive into politics. You cannot be speaking like me, but you can vote. Young people must participate in politics. They must participate in the work of politics. They must contest for public office. We must not criminalize those of us who are into politics. I've seen a lot of young people say, no, don't be political. It is politics at play here. Young people's rights are being infringed because of the politicians. And for us to change the system, you have to be part and parcel of the system. You have to be part and parcel of the works that have been done to ensure that the system is changing. If, for example, this PF government goes, and you are not part and parcel of the United Party for National Development, which is coming into power, you shall continue complaining that the system is still the same. So but if you are part and parcel...
You've admitted that things might not change even when a different government...
Things are changing. Things are changing. I have not admitted. I'm telling you that if a progressive government, such as the party that I belong to, forms power, thank God with your involvement and every one of us in this studio and those who are listening to me, government will change. The system will change.
Are you going to, if your party wins and you are appointed as Minister of Youth and Sports, are you going to support young people like me and Beric and Tinkola that will rise up against you and say things still haven't changed?
We have to change the system together.
Na Prado,
The idea, no, comrade, listen. I want to assure you one thing here. I want to tell you one thing. The idea that we govern as individuals has enslaved us as Africans and Zambians. But the idea that we must govern together is what we must embrace. So when I sit in there as a youth, we must govern together.
So tell me one thing, that if you were a Minister of Youth appointed today, what would you change?
We are going to govern together. First of all, I'll ask you a question. How would you want society to be just?
The question is for you.
We will govern together because I will first listen to the aspirations.
Youth and sports. Yeah. What would you change? Since you are now saying that the minister that is not old, is not young enough to be Minister of Youth, first of all, you, who is
24 hours, comrade.
What would you change?
24 hours after we form powers, UPND. Thank you are giving me a very good title as a youth, as a Minister of Youth. I will not do any policy. The first thing that I will do, I will call you and call the youths. What is it that we must do? That is being consulted.
So basically, you would go in without a plan.
We are going to go in, consult the youths, what they want, and formulate a plan based on that. The idea that we create policies for people as field government. You have got a better idea of how a Zambian youth must move. This government, we are where they are calling us in bogus motivational talk meetings. It is because from the word go, when they formed power, they never called us. Tell me which meeting was called when President Edgar entered power. So on this one, I rest my case. 22nd of June, Zambian youths who are progressive, we are marching forward. I'll be there, protesting without a bulletproof. If they want to come and run the dogs on our chest, let them do so. We are moving forward.
Matomola, we've heard your words. We're yet to see your action on the 22nd of June. We wish you all the best, and in as far as your health and your life is concerned, first of all, and we hope that you can continue speaking for the young people of Zambia, and please have a productive day.
Thank you very much, comrade.
That was Matomola Likwanya. Youth Centric continues after this break as we discuss more on freedom of expression and the use of social media in Zambia. Stay with us.